Farmers across India have gathered in one of the largest protests in history against the farm law, which focuses on the privatization of agriculture and farming industry, thus depriving them of their fundamental rights. The ongoing peaceful protest from the last 2 months was further continued on 26th January in a peaceful parade to create a historic mark on on the entire nation of the remarkable unity and solidarity of the Indian farmers against the anti-farmer law. This parade included thousands of tractors hosting Indian flags, Kisan flags, and showcasing purity and respect to the entire nation. However, the Indian government played unconscionable, inhuman, and deceitful games. The police deviated their routes, attacked peaceful protesters with tear gas, batons, and water cannons, and instigated chaos. Hundreds of innocent Indian farmers were injured, many traumatized, and killing one dead.
टीयर गैस शेल पुलिस ने चला दिए यहाँ पे किसानों को आगे जाने से रोकने के लिए ये देखिए पुलिस को एक कवर मिल गया है यहाँ पे इस बैरिकेडिंग के रूप में ये देखिए
Adverse effect continued after the 26th January by unlawful arrest of innocent protesters, family members, and state-sponsored goon badgeless officers, creating riots and dividing the unity of Indian farmers. The state-owned media created false propaganda to instill riots and hatred among Delhi residents for farmers. The aim of the Indian government is to create chaos, split solidarity of Indian farmers by creating uncalled riots, violation amongst all the farmers to break the peaceful agitation and struggle of the 60 days of the farmer. On the 28th of January, a group of about 200 people converged around the areas where the farmers are camped. This group hurled stones at the farmers' tents were damaged, and farmers' unions allege that this group belongs to a Hindu nationalist group with the close ties to Narendra Modi's government. Time of writing, over 80 farmers have died since the protest. Health experts claim that the post-mortem results show that the most of the deceased farmers had enlarged heart, which showed a sign of a heart attack induced by bitter cold in their encampments on the outskirts of Delhi. A large number of farmers have also committed suicide with the hope that their death will induce the government to listen to their demands. More than 200 farmers have been arrested, many are missing. The Human Rights Watch report of 2020 lists a litany of governance issues which impinge on the human rights of the citizens in India. The report notes that since Narendra Modi was elected as a Prime Minister in 2019, the Indian government continued its widespread practice of harassing and sometimes prosecuting outspoken human rights defenders and journalists for criticizing government officials and policies.
वो देखो वो घोड़ा पलटा दिया और ट्रक पलटा था और ट्रक पलटा था और ट्रक पलटा था
आप पुलिस वाले ने गोली मार के बंदा मारता है और गोली मार के बंदा मारता पुलिस ने
ਤੇ ਆ ਦੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ 5 ਰਿਵਰ ਹਾਰਟਸ ਦੀ ਟੀਮ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਾਰੀ ਇਲਾਜ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਆ ਕਿਸੇ ਬਾਈ ਦੇ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਵਾਲੇ ਨੇ ਸਿਰ ਚ ਮਾਰੀ
Here is a summary of some of the findings in the report published by the Human Rights Watch. The government has failed to address the mob attacks usually perpetrated by right-wing BJP supporters against religious minorities in India, particularly Muslims. Since 2015, 50 people have been killed in similar attacks and over 250 people have been injured. Investigation by the police have either stalled or lead to a dead end in most of the cases. The arbitrary law still stands in some parts of northeastern India. Extrajudicial killing by the police increased in Uttar Pradesh, and by June 2020, 77 people had been killed. Sedition in a tool which is used to silence critics of the government in Bihar, 49 people were charged with sedition for writing a letter to Modi about the increase in minority crimes. Discrimination against the Dalits influenced by the caste system continued. The one Dalit committed suicide as a result of segregation. In the northeast state of Assam, a citizenship verification project excluded nearly 2 million people, making them instantly stateless. Despite numerous recommendations made by United Nations experts to amend the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, which gives soldiers immunity against human rights abuse, United States Commission on International Religious Freedom also released a report which designated India as a country of particular concern. The USCIRF has noted deteriorating human rights record against the minority of India based on religious differences. The USCRF has recommended to American government that some government officials in India should be banned from entering the USA for participating or fomenting religious attacks against minority. As a country has become a dangerous place for dissenting voices against the government of India. Last year, when the farmers began their protest, they were instantly met with state violence by using water cannons, tear gases, and beatings. It was only when leading global leaders and citizens all over the world condemned the government of India that they relented, but the barricades stopped the protesters from entering New Delhi. It is obvious that the Indian government and its many nationalist groups are plotting to use violence against the farmers who are still camped outside of New Delhi. History of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, India has violated the articles that it is a signatory to. India as a country has violated in regards to the protest and the general human rights situation in the country. In this instance, India is violating 12 out of 30 articles which are enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights.